Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Sekai wa Fukanzen Sugiru QA Isekai episode 11. Before we begin, I'm gonna have to I don't know, I guess say sorry ahead of time if I seem to be a little bit low energy, because I am. I'm usually very weather dependent, right? The seasonal depression during winter, stuff like that. And it's been raining non-stop for 3 days. A couple of towns upriver, yeah, in the direction where the river begins, are already flooded, and parts of my city are already flooded as well. Hopefully my neighborhood is not gonna flood, but you never know. In any case, not much sun, lots of rain, lots of cold, lots of wind. Yeah, it really makes me just wanna go back to sleep immediately after waking up and eating breakfast, so I took a shower right before recording, so hopefully that woke me up enough. We'll see. We'll see how that works. Regardless, episode 10, what happened then? In episode 10, we mostly learned backstories for the characters, right? We learned the backstory for what's his name? Gale. I got that. I remembered. We got a backstory for Gale. How he was essentially not even the runt. He was an orphan from outside of the warrior village, so he never really was a warrior, right? He never got the warrior blood in him. He never got the warrior upbringing, none of that. And he was bullied for that, right? He was kind of sidelined, but still more or less a part of the village, right? Until one day, one Yamanaka arrived, and initially Yamanaka is presented to us as a very ominous and shady person, right? There's shade cast on his eyes, there's that constant smirk on his face, all that stuff. Probably because that story is being told from the perspective of the other warriors and the elders, right? So they see Yamanaka as that kind of a person. Then we have a bit of a break from the backstory. Maybe let's finish the backstory, right? I think that's gonna be better. So Yamanaka arrives to the village, and or rather, different direction. It's Gadel who sees Yamanaka and who sees some sort of a goal, ideal in him, right? He's the king's seeker after all, right? He's powerful. He can slay giants so easily, and Gadel would also like to be a warrior like that. He would also like to protect the village. He would also want to be a part of the warrior tribe, right? And so he keeps following Yamanaka around until eventually he tells Yamanaka about his woes, right? That he's an orphan, that he's being bullied by the other kids and whatnot. And Yamanaka himself, also having experience with being bullied by his peers, decides to help Gadel. Help him by using console commands and editing Gadel's stats. Unfortunately, he kinda overdoes it. Instead of giving him a little bit more strength, a little bit more stamina, right? Just making him even with the other kids from the warrior village, for example, maybe changing his class even, things like that. He just turns poor Gadel into a monster. And it would have been, it would have gone good if Gadel was allowed to just go out there and protect the village himself, right, on his own. Unfortunately, there were also the other warriors who, first of all, they felt threatened in their position, right? Because so far it was all the warriors of the village protecting it from the giants, and now suddenly Gadel appears, changed, completely warped, and just takes their job away from them. They can't even score a hit because Gadel just wipes the giants out. Not only that, but Gadel is very careless with the use of his newfound strength, and he causes a lot of collateral damage. Not in the village, because they don't ever fight in the village, but in people, right? He can just smack a tree around and the tree breaks, and it shoots off to one of the warriors, and the warrior dies because of that, right? They lost a couple of men just to the collateral damage of Gadel's attacks. So an overall bad situation, and that's how the bad blood between the village and the Gadel started to appear. And yeah, that's basically the backstory for Gadel. The warriors decide to go with their plan to assassinate him in his sleep. They arrive. Akira, meanwhile, hears that they have probably arrived to fulfill their plan because her elven super ears tell her so. And just as our group arrives at Gadel's hut, they see a scene of complete carnage. All of the people, all of the warriors trying to assassinate Gadel, dead in very gruesome ways. Gadel himself just hugging one of those guys to death, asking why would you do that? And good question, actually, right? And we come to a very interesting crossroad. No, not really. A very interesting, like, merging point between the reality, I guess, and the game programming. Because I can't say that the warriors were stupid for not just doing whatever and having fun at the village and sleeping and reading and, I don't know, baking pies or crocheting while Gadel alone protects the village, because it's probably programmed in them that they protect the village, and they have to. They can't go outside of their programming, right? So that's a very interesting, like, clash here, where I would want to scorn them for doing the completely wrong thing and kind of reaping what they sowed, but at the same time I realize that it's probably how they're programmed, and it's Gadel that's an irregularity here, and the programming probably cannot adjust well to that. Gadel runs off into the mountains, into a cave where by the lake where Yamanaka changed him, and then forward to a cave where Yamanaka currently is. Our team follows him. There we see Yamanaka frozen in front of a wall with pick a texture kind of placeholder texture, and we're left wondering what happened. Is it a bug in the game? Is it the floor that froze him? What's going on there exactly? Gadel isn't freezing. Eventually, Nikola, or rather Tesla, runs off towards Yamanaka as well, and she doesn't freeze either. And then we get some backstory on Yamanaka. Yamanaka, after doing what he did for Gadel, decided to stay in this dungeon. I think I'm not actually sure why he was in that dungeon exactly, because it is a dungeon. I thought it might have been his hideout that he was constructing or something, but apparently no, apparently it was a dungeon. He decided to go spectator mode, free cam, and follow Gadel around to see how's that going. Unfortunately, the game is absolute and utter garbage, and it kinda didn't take into account that if you enter free cam, you lose control over your character, and your character holds the tablet that can execute console commands. So you can't exit the free cam mode because you need the tablet for that. So he's stuck like that. His body permanently frozen in place, and his soul, I don't know, not conscience. What's the word for it? I don't know, his mind, I guess, freely floating around, except unable to communicate with anybody, unable to interact with anything, so basically just completely floating in a void. The Even the cave itself is not particularly interesting. It's just a modeled out interior of the cave, and on the outside there's absolutely nothing. So Tesla was the first and only person so far that he was able to communicate with. Unfortunately, Tesla ate his tablet, which, yeah, probably will prevent him from going back to his body, unless maybe Haga reports that bug and the bug gets fixed, and maybe he gets, I don't know, FreeCam gets timed out or something. I don't know how's that gonna work when he has no the bug tablet anymore, but we'll see. We'll see how that's gonna work. What else? Right, then Haga, not Haga, Gadel pushes or punches or just tries to move Tesla away. Tesla, Nikola flies into a wall, crashes into it. Haga, being very protective of her, of course, rushes in, daggers bared, starts attacking Gadel. Gadel reciprocates, and he's kind of unkillable, right? Because our heroes attack him, including Akira, including Izora, using the skull through Nikola's hands, which is the most powerful blast that the skull can produce. Not even that was able to destroy Gadel, unfortunately. Akira's sword additionally flies into the untextured wall, dissolves there, which I assume is gonna be a way to eventually defeat Gadel, and our team runs away, and that's how the episode ends. Well, it ends with Gadel being very, very sad and miserable and asking, like, why? I think that was the question, right? Why am I a monster, or something like that. Overall, a very tragic story because there are no, like, bad actors in it. None of what happened was done out of malice, right? Yamanaka thought he is helping. Gadel thought he is helping. The warriors thought they are helping the village. The elders thought they are helping the village, right? Everybody is doing their best. Everybody is doing something for the benefit of another. Nobody is a malicious actor here. It's not like Shacho and his team who would have arrived here, fucked around with the sliders just for the hell of it, and then run away laughing as they leave behind a villager with 1 HP. So when they and immortality, so when the villager stubs their toe, they die and then immediately resurrect in a never-ending cycle of death and rebirth and shit like that, right? It's something they would have done, but there is nobody like that. I particularly enjoyed that previous episode because it showed us the like wide range and the depth of the characters. Because Akira was very much willing and even just rearing to go to kill Gadel, because Gadel is an anomaly. It takes her out of her immersion, and she needs to destroy the anomalies. Nikola, or Tesla rather, she did not care about their story, did not care about the tragedy, did not care about helping. She only cared about eating the tablet. Right, very like shades of gray are showing to our characters, but at the same time, you can't really say that objectively anything that they wanted to do was bad or evil or malicious either. So, very interesting bunch of characters, I gotta say, for sure, in this show. But I've already been talking for way too long. So how about I just stop talking about the episode 10 and we start talking about episode 11, right? What do I expect from it? I don't know. We still have 11, 12, 13, 3 more episodes to go. I don't know how long will the fight with Gadel take. I don't even know if the goal is to fight him, or is the goal maybe to use the back tablet. Amano still has his, I believe. Akira also has hers, right? She said that she was using hers to fight other debuggers. So maybe she could turn Gadel back, for example. Maybe she could save Yamanaka instead of eliminating the irregularity by destroying it. She could just turn it back to how it was, right? Tesla probably wouldn't like it, but it's the overall best solution that we have where everybody is happy. Other than that, we can go for a very tragic ending of just destroying Gadel with the wall, and yeah, and that's gonna be probably the most tragic possible ending, with Yamanaka forever stuck in limbo, Gadel dying because of like no exact fault of his own, all of the other villagers and the warriors in that village being dead, so the village being completely defenseless against giants. Worst possible scenario. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we'll see. Of course, this show doesn't really stray away from some darker themes, so we'll see where it goes, right? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. We good? We good. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching QA Sekai episode 11 in 3, 2, 1, go. Well, my new chair is kind of moving too smoothly. Yeah, I need a sip. Volume down. Yep. Completely maxed out stats. Right, the black sclera. That's also something. Yep. And one for Gadel, probably. Yeah, in case Gadel arrives there. Is Gadel gonna try to chase them, though? Right, as I was saying, the black sclera, that's something that the giants here have. They have the black whites of their eyes, right? It's called sclera, isn't it? I think so. Might have mistaken it for something else. If you didn't know, I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes I get tripped up. But yeah, that's something that the giants have, and Gadel was found as a newborn among the giants, so that kind of raises some questions. We still haven't met Akira's teammates, have we? By teammates, I mean the girl with the tiny crown, right, and the other dog person. We've seen them in Akira's retrospects, but we haven't met them. So I wonder if it's something that's gonna happen in this season, or is part of the opening a bit of a tease for season 2, maybe? Wasn't it Shangri-La Frontier that had some things in the opening that won't come to pass until season 2? I think I heard that in one of the comments. Yeah, by their coding. Title Alba. That sounds like a name. Akira's friends? Maybe? Arriving in the nick of time? Yeah, that's not working. But then again, at the same time, Gadel is basically invincible. It's not like he has to kill them to save himself. He can just stand there, take it, and. Right? Is he trying to crush those kids with a rock? Yes, he is. Damn, Gadel. Like, I would have understood it if he tried to, like, grab them or something, but he underestimated his strength and squished them. But he just legitimately tried to throw a rock at them. So, yeah. Very good question, Gadel. Reconsider. Oh? Yeah, his eyes are back. Yeah. I wonder why. Is it? Is it shoddy coding? I wonder. Like, if your height stat is above 3 meters, that tags you as a giant or something like that. Or like there isn't even a giant tag, but the game just checks for your height or something. Huh. So Yamanaka essentially maybe turned him into a giant. Denial. No, Gadel broke, actually. Doesn't change the fact that you killed many people. Blood? Huh? What? Oh, Akira is editing him. Did she, like, lower his health to 0 or something? Oh, r slash kill, or just slash kill. Yeah, and if you're using console commands anyway, might have as well turned him back. Right? Uh, true. I mean, yeah, there is some truth to that. And there's much truth to that as well, yeah. A lot of character animation in this short bit. What, you're trying to kill Haga? What, incoming? Oh. And nobody to protect the village. Because the warriors are dead. Because Gadel is dead. Yamanaka's not here. Are they just gonna grab Gadel's body and run, I wonder? That would work with my theory that Gadel might be a giant child. And he was essentially stolen from the giants, with the villagers mistaking him for just a regular kid. Is that it to the story? Is the village back? No, burned to a crisp. Yeah. Hmm. Somebody else meddled, really, and you were just caught in the middle of it. Was it? Was it no different? Oh. Hmm. So we're just completely moving on from the Gadel arc. Probably, yeah. And when did you start caring about NPC lives? You could always come back here and finish your debugging, right? Just mark it on your map or make a note or whatever. Mountain People, Principality of Sai. Oh, a month time skip. Sure. Fuck me up, why don't you? Not much forest here. So, a bug. Or maybe not. Debugging along the way, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. At least it explains how they managed to keep her alive all this month. Not like they have IVs and whatnot. Hmm. A war? A siege? Okay. Just a seeker. I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, the servant of the king, indeed. Huh? What is that? The hand of God. Did Akira summon it? Or or what the fuck's going on here? Or does she know the resolution of this entire situation so she's not afraid? Because, yeah, I mean, even if I go there, the. Oh, her friend is here, right? The Alba? Right, that's the title of this episode. That's a cool spell, I gotta say. But, like, when would you possibly use it in a game? Unless they have quests like, or raids like you versus an entire army. Okay, so we do meet them after all. Kiss. Damn. Okay, they're going hard with the animation. Okay. Like, tongue and all. I'm not used to seeing animations like that in, like, let's say, regular anime. She is, yes. Oh? A kiss is to follow. Not used to human contact. Yeah. Very huggy as well. Where's the third one? Oh, how do you know that? Gotta restart my webcam. Yeah, Alba. Yeah. To a bigger or lesser degree. She's the one with the tiny crown? Probably. Good question, actually. NPC or player? Does ending your sentences with nya come as a racial trait, or are you doing that consciously? Interesting. And what would that be? An orgy? No, something much simpler and less corporeal. Of course. Work comes first. And we burn it. Or, yeah, we burn it. With magic fire, though, so. Yeah, all your worries magicked away. You pretty much were, yeah. Damn, a full bath? How long has it been since they had a bath, right? You know, some NPC girl? Of course. Akira? Of course. I mean, it's an in-game avatar, right? You're not getting in. You're not even covering yourselves with water, are you? Yeah, good question, actually. Yeah, that's a given. He needs to find the backstones and destroy them, right? Damn. Oh, that's Alba. I guess he's a dude after all. Well, hello there, Jesus. You gonna turn water into wine as well? Cool eye customization. Assuming you're a player. Probably not, though. Okay, we still have like a minute to the episode. Who is this kid exactly? I don't think he's a player. He can detect the AI. He can detect Tesla. Or her irregularity in that she started following Haga instead of dying with the rest of the village. That's Tesla, I think. Yep, that is Tesla. He's an AI, isn't he? 100% he's also an AI that Tesla has some sort of a beef with. At least your eyes were normal for a moment. Yep, she's an AI. Yep, one of the AIs in the game. Mm-hmm. No, she told you that there were plenty others. Oh no, single meta AI, but different like pathfinding and other AIs. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Okay, I mean, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I guess Alba has been skipping on them. Did he also take over some NPC, or is it his like created body? Hmm. Well, that's certainly not where I expected this episode to go, but I'm not complaining, to be honest with you. Certainly feels like a bit of an emotional whiplash, though, I gotta say. We really move on from Gadel very fucking fast. Like, really quickly. I'm not sure if I dislike it, though. You know? That's the weird thing. Like, usually I'm all for, give me closure, give me an afterword, right? Show me the fallout of the end of that arc. That's something that I was complaining about, not really. I mean, kinda, sorta, in Spice and Wolf, right? Where the arc ends and then another one immediately begins, and we don't really get any, like, proper afterword or closure to any of the arcs. Well, we get closure, but we aren't shown the fallout, right? Like, we're shown that, oh yeah, Lawrence paid off his debt, and that's it. We don't show I don't know, Lawrence and Holo buying stuff for their travel to the next town and talking and having a dinner and just, basic shit like that. And I usually complain about the lack of closure. I'm misusing this word, about the lack of an afterword or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not sure if in this case that complaint would be warranted. Let's watch it again and see and decide. How about that? OP, no, not OP. Yes, OP actually. Okay, we did have like a brief bit of the recap, and then a bit here. Bug report, one for Yamanaka losing input, absolutely. Hopefully they resolve it by with something that doesn't require a debug tablet, because Yamanaka doesn't have a debug tablet anymore. Actually, I'm gonna write a quick theory here. That we see Yamanaka again. That he does get freed, however it works, and we see him in our travels. Yamanaka gets unfrozen, and we see him again. Yep. Yamanaka losing input, untextured wall, yeah, probably not related indeed. As for Gadel, I don't know. OP. Yeah, of course, would rather fight with the dev than flee our village. That's probably part of their programming, and they can't exactly go against that. Which Akira, of course, explains with, an in-lore, in-world reason, because she's a, I guess, immersion junkie like that. What do I do? What am I supposed to do? Yeah, like this is quote-unquote fine on Gadel's part, right? He's being attacked with spears, clearly with the intent to kill, so he protects himself also with the intent to kill. Is this a rational decision? No. A rational decision would be to understand that I am invincible, their attacks don't do shit to me, I'd rather not kill my friends, or I don't know, fellow villagers or whoever they are to him, so I'd rather stand there, take it on, and try to explain myself, right? But of course, Gadel is not rational right now. Yeah, this might be going a little bit overboard. And this is going like way overboard. So far, everything that Gadel did was either him not being used to his power and just, I don't know, play tussling with someone and accidentally choking him or whatever, or deadly force response to deadly force used against him, essentially. But this is just acting with malice, dare I say, right? Don't get in my way to a couple of crying kids and trying to squash them with a rock. It would have been a different thing if Gadel was like, no, like don't cry, and he tried to pet the kid's head, but instead just snapped their neck, for example, because he has no control over his strength. It would be a different thing, and it would continue playing into that, tragic image. Basically, Edward Scissorhand, right? Where he wants all the best, but he has scissors for fucking hands. So he can't exactly, pet someone on the head because he's gonna cut their skin with that, right? It's basically it's basically Edward Scissorhand that Gadel is right now. It's a different thing when he just deliberately acts out of malice like that. But of course, the black eyes are supposed to signify that he's not himself, that he's been overtaken by something. Yeah, I'm acting just like the giants. What have I done to the people of the village and to Nikola and Haga and their friends? Yeah, reflecting on what he did and I think I was having a nightmare. It was all a dream. Except not really, except his mind kind of broke right now. I'm so embarrassed, and he starts bleeding. I thought that maybe what happened is that he just underestimated his own strength to the point where he, I don't know, ripped skin off his face or something. Alternatively, I thought that maybe Haga filed it as a bug, and the developers corrected it, and rapid return to his original state caused this, or something along those lines. But no, not really. It's Akira. Akira using slash kill. Which, personally, I don't like. Right? Like, she's using the back command anyway. Might as well use a different command and return him back. Right? Cut all of his stats in 10 or in 20 or however. She doesn't know what were his original stats. Go for something reasonable, right? And leave him here. Would he be chased out of the village? Maybe. It's a possibility. Would he have despaired over his loss of strength? Maybe, possibly. But it would be the merciful thing to do. Right? Whatever happens, happens, but he is at least himself and no longer a monster. The villagers might have been placated by telling them, see, he's just a kid now. It was Yamanaka who arrived here, who turned him into a monster, but we turned him back. This is the Gadel that you came to know and love. Oh, the killing that he did, whatever that wasn't him, or spin whatever bullshit. It might have worked. It would have been, as I said, the merciful thing to do. But Akira is one for very swift, very decisive, and very quick solutions. If she sees someone standing in her way, she doesn't wonder, oh, could I bribe that guy? Or could I maybe talk to him and convince him to move out of the way? Or maybe he wants something that I could give him. Or maybe I know someone who knows him who could convince him, or whatever. No, she sees an obstacle, she pulls out her sword, and she cuts the guy in half. She doesn't think about the morality of things. She had absolutely no issues killing Shacho, right? She saw Bad the Bagger kill, completely not taking into account whatsoever that he had a wife, that he had a kid, that he might die, he might not, right? No thoughts head empty, basically. So while I personally might not like how she solved it, it's perfectly on brand for the character. And I mean, credit where it's due. It is absolutely on brand for the character, for Akira to be like anomaly, danger / kill. Simple, quick, certain, right? There was no certainty that she could lower his stats. There was no certainty that with lowered stats he would not be a danger anymore, right? There were some uncertainties in that. This / kill, that's perfect certainty. Some really interesting pieces of character animation here, right? Like a lot of camera following them and a lot of, over exaggerated movements of their hands and faces, right? Like you don't really see, you don't really see this degree of animation from this show often. For the most part, it's animated like Akira here. And then you have like this. Cool. I've seen possibilities worse than that. Yeah, there absolutely are, and they can actually be caused by using the debug mode. Perhaps an out / kill command. That would probably be one of the safe ones, right? Like I can't really envision how it would I don't know, backfire? Besides maybe... Actually, yeah, I could envision how it could backfire. It could backfire if /kill just kills the player, right? In case you get stuck in the game or whatever, you do /kill and you respawn at the respawn point or whatever, right? That's often how a command like that works in any sort of MMO that has it. But if you do /kill NPC name, it kills an NPC, right? I could see that if you were to enter an incorrect NPC name, for example, and the game queried the world for an NPC of that name and returned nothing, it would be interpreted as /kill nothing, meaning /kill player. I could absolutely see a bug like that in the game. So yeah, I actually could see /kill command backfiring here. And yeah, Akira has very, as I said, she's very straightforward. Danger, no more. We, alive, good. Simple calculation. Danger, not alive, as alive. Perfect outcome as far as she's concerned. She doesn't think that far ahead. She doesn't think about the implications of things. If you're gonna keep blathering, I'll have to resort to this. I wonder what was she trying to do here? Was she actually trying to fight Haga to kill him? Or was it something that we were just meant to misunderstand, I wonder? Maybe she just picked up the knife, preparing for another cook-off, right? Entirely possible. And then giants. And here I was thinking, okay, possibilities, right? What can we do here? Amano knows how to resurrect an NPC. Let's resurrect Gadel. He's probably the only one right now who can fight those giants off, right? Let's resurrect him. Let's have him fight the giants off. Let's get him back into the good graces of the villagers. The villagers lost all of their warriors trying to fight Gadel, so he's gonna be the only one to defend the village, right? We can continue with that. What we are doing instead is we are just letting this village burn. Just like that. They didn't stop the giants. They didn't help the villagers. They just allowed for this to happen. And you know what? I think I like it, actually. I think it's fresh. It reminds me a lot of the recent episode of Spice and Wolf. Spoilers, as long as I keep my hand up. In the recent episode of Spice and Wolf, Lawrence and Holo also decided that, you know what, the situation is kind of too much for us. We're not cut for fighting politics between two different cities, and this town is basically lost anyway. We just gonna take two of the villagers that we grew to like, and we're just gonna run. And that's that. No involving ourselves, no trying to resolve that problem, we're just gonna run. That was fun. That was new. That was fresh. And this is something very similar. So, this is very, very fresh approach. Well, approach. A very fresh thing. Like, we are used in general that to protagonists getting involved and protagonists helping, right? We have our Sanaraku from Shangri-La Frontier, to not look far. Sanaraku sees NPC asking for help. Sanaraku helps NPC. Sanaraku gets a message from a friend. Our guild house is gonna be raided by another guild. Can you help us? Sanaraku's like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna help you. Right? Protagonists are there to get involved. So when they don't get involved, that's interesting. That sticks out. That's fresh. That's new. That's something that we don't see often. And I gotta say, I kind of appreciate it from that standpoint. It again adds that bit of paradoxically, realism to a show to a story that takes place in a game. Like, think of how many times yes, I'm talking to you exactly. How many times you just did not get involved into something? You saw something happening. Maybe someone asked you to do something or invited you somewhere for a great adventure trekking through the mountains, and you said no. And you rejected the protagonist mindset and you said, no, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved in your drama. I'm not getting involved in, I don't know, your travels. I'm not starting a business with you, right? That's realistic. Saying no, denying something that could maybe even be an opportunity, but could also pose a risk, right? That's how it works. That's how everybody basically does it. We deny things all the time. So to see the protagonist group deny getting involved, deny helping, that's new. I like it. Good, actually. Yeah. And also gives us that bit of like, whatchamacallit, subversion of expectations, kinda, I guess, right? We were all expecting them to maybe save Gadel, maybe handle Gadel with a bug, or something like that. We expected closure, but instead the story just got cut, right? Which again is, realistic. Think of how many, I don't know, people you would talk to and you would maybe even meet and you would message, and then one day you just noticed, oh shit, I haven't talked to that guy for like a year. And it's not like you had a falling out, it's not like you were officially, well, I'm ending this friendship or whatever. No, it just kinda ended. Not everything gets a big end, not everything gets a closure. Yeah, I like it. I do. Our job is to observe and report, but we've meddled in so many lives. We've even killed people. Meddled? I wouldn't say you meddled. You've been meddled with, right? Like first it was Sumida and Sekai who meddled with Haga and Nikola, right? And then they got a hate boner for Haga, their entire group, and they decided to meddle with Haga further, right? That's like clean cut. Here it's not like they meddled with the village and with Gadel and whatnot. No, Gadel kind of meddled with them. He met them, he attacked them. They went to this village to observe and report. Yes, right, but I mean, they kind of got dragged into it. Although they did make the decision of, let's help them, let's help Gadel. So I guess, yeah, that does count as getting involved instead of just letting the situation run its course, whatever that might have been. Probably the destruction of the village at the hands of Gadel, not at the hands of the giants. So yeah, I guess they are getting involved after all. I mean, just looking for other debuggers under the backstones, that alone is getting involved, whether they like it or not. Yet when it matters, we can't do anything. What I did to Lou, it was no different. Was it, though? You interacted with her in a way that, I mean, realistically, any other player could have. You didn't really do anything out of the ordinary. You didn't do anything that she wouldn't be programmed for. I can easily see a situation where a player, when this game's out, if it's out, and with the state of it, I wouldn't be so sure, it might last shorter than Concord. It wouldn't surprise me if a player was like, you know what, I like that NPC, I'm gonna spend time with that NPC. If it's part of the programming, hell, why not? Why not find an NPC girlfriend? Right? Why not? Who's stopping you? If the programming for that exists, right? And what happened to Lou was not because of Amano, it was because of Shacho. He was the one who decided to go there and kill her and squash her. Now, Amano did make the decision of bringing her back to life. Yes. But at the same time, any competently made game that has killable NPCs that have quests would either respawn those NPCs sooner or later, or would replace them with other NPCs that still have the same quest. So she would have gone back one way or another. Assuming like full release of the game with all the bugs and issues squashed out. So yeah, not exactly. Country of Sai. Capital city of Mazuna. Nikola Chan's life is more important. Yeah, like right before you were like, oh, I mean, they're just NPCs, so like whatever. The village burning, it's just a bunch of lines of code. Who the fuck cares? Now she's like, oh, but you love Nikola, right? We must protect Nikola. I mean, I guess she just grew to like Nikola. Meanwhile, all the NPCs at the village were basically just faceless, nameless goons that she didn't particularly get attached to, right? Mountain people. The people of the Stamo Mountains live alongside mountain gods. They will never leave their lands, choosing instead to fight against invasion to the death. Principality of Sai. A small nation ruled by Duke Yaima. Its lost forest covers most of the nation, which is dotted with Lord Elf villages that engage in regular trade with humans. Lord Elf is a race of elves, right? Like high elves, basically, right? That's a hell of a time skip. Just like that. 1 month later. Right? Now, I'd say it maybe makes sense, right? If nothing in particular happened along the way, but still kind of feels jarring a little. I don't know. Like, I would like to see at least a slideshow, maybe, of them going the way or something. I don't know, maybe. Doesn't matter ultimately, but still. Created during ancient times, and remnants of an ancient civilization can still be found along the paths. Principality of Sai. Most of its territory is almost entirely covered in forest. The capital city of Mazana is protected by high walls and is home to Mazana Temple. Not much forest in the area, yeah. Power balance is broken. I wonder if it's supposed to be like that, or if it's a bug, or if it's a doing of one of the buggers. I could see it being a bug, where this landscape simply hasn't been filled with trees. Maybe, entirely possible. Or maybe their procedural generation of forest broke and didn't generate a forest here, or, you know, something like that. I could see it being purposeful, sure. Maybe, you know, some storyline that, oh, our kingdom has been cursed and the soil doesn't want to grow anything. Go, brave adventure, kill the evil sorcerer Zargothrax and bring our country its luscious foresty glory, or, you know, something like that, maybe. Could very well be a debugger either fucking around and finding out, or purposefully destroying this environment. I don't know. Yeah, we're back to bits and pieces of comedy. Some levity after a very tragic ending to the whole story of Gale, right? Like, right after he came back to his senses, he was killed. That was a tragic story, wasn't it? It reminds me of what was that movie? I can't remember, but it ends with family trying to escape somewhere, and they decide, or the father of the family, I think, decides that there's no escaping. There are monsters after them, and they're gonna be eaten alive. And so he kills his entire family, and then before he's able to kill himself, so that the monsters don't get them, the fog like clears, and the police officers arrive with a rescue, and he can't really undo what he did. And right, like this sort of ending, right, like right before a possible good ending, we got hit with just complete tragedy and an impossibility of the good ending to actually feel good, in a way. Or rather, the impossibility for the good ending to exist right before it was made possible, right? Big army. Big army sieging a big city. That's the capital of Malro something? I don't know. And the temple in the middle. I mean, there is some forest in the area, so it's not entirely Badlands. Rebel army side quest. Yeah, I thought that maybe Akira has some way to get in, maybe talk with the guards, maybe she knows the secret code word or something. But no, she just counts on Alba summoning a hand from the sky and squashing those people with a very detailed, very nicely drawn hand, just standing there looking completely unfazed. If they have to invoke a miracle from their god to cast it, yeah, probably not how it works with AIs. They probably have like free use of any sort of magic, which kind of raises a question: how big of a help in combat would Tesla be? Right? We know that Nikola is not much of a help. Well, she has the skull technically, but would Tesla be able to cast Squash like that? Maybe. Would she be willing to, though? That's the question. Akira-san's friends, Akane and Len. This is like, damn, they went balls to the walls with this kiss scene. I really was like all this time expecting something malicious here, that there's something wrong here, because people can't possibly be like this nice, right? And then there's this like Alba, that shady individual that looks scary in the opening, right? Something's gonna go awry. But no, they're actually good guys. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat my question. Is she consciously using nya, or is it a racial trait? Amano doesn't use nya with his sentences, so one has to wonder. You did great. Yeah, get some validation, get some human contact. Right? Nice. Despair of realizing you couldn't log out, and Alba gave them a goal to strive for. What is this goal, I wonder? Because Tesla basically gave a goal to Haga as well. The goal being find the tablets, destroy the tablets. Maybe that's gonna let you log out. I wonder what was the goal that Alba gave them. Was it something similar? Was it the same? Or was it... I don't know. Like Len and Akane are inside, they're not traveling, so they're not doing much debugging. I wonder. We'll see. See an NPC? Yeah, something like that. I was fully expecting a kiss here, not gonna lie. We're especially after, I mean, after this happens, after the scene where I thought he's gonna get a kiss, but still, we're always thinking of ways to reduce stress, like hugging and kissing. I thought that maybe, oh, you know, it's just a way to reduce stress. It's not like Akira and Len are a couple or something, so Akira is not gonna have any, you know, qualms kissing the rest of them. And later there was also some hugs, I think. Or was it at the bath? I don't know. But once more, I also expected Amano to get a kiss from the bunny cat, technically, I guess, and Haga to get a kiss from Akira. Yeah. Ancient ritual. Write down your worries. Of course, Haga's worries have to do with work. What else? And then, well, not quite burn them, but also kinda burn them. Supposedly, that like actually helps, like writing down what ails you mentally, and then burning that that list of things and letting that go, or whatever. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, I always had trouble with, like, I don't know, getting exercises, like psychotherapeutic exercises akin to imagine your younger self and then you're asking him what he needs right now, and then tell him that you can give it to him, and then give what he needs to him, and then ask if he needs anything more, reassure him that, right, like this kind of thing. Like, I can imagine it just, like, perfectly well in my head, but it doesn't really do much to me, I don't think. So I don't know how much would burning a letter of my ails do to me, but for some people it's like genuinely helpful. So if you actually have something that bites at you, you could very well try this. It's like I've been running at full speed for so long. It's probably not gonna have, this like magic element to it and sending that to the god of whatever, but although, I mean, nobody's stopping you from, like, making a circle with salt or whatever and burning that in the middle of it with some juniper berries and sending your worries to Poseidon or something. Maybe it's gonna help. I don't know. This again made me wary. This like slow zoom at his face. It really made me feel that he's shady somehow. But no, they are like actually good people, apparently. Study group, of course. And we get Akira. Someone's gonna stitch this shot. Someone's absolutely gonna stitch that. I wonder if it's gonna be uncensored on the Blu-ray. Want me to wash your bag? I mean, shit, I wouldn't deny that. It's all for the sake of reducing stress, after all, right? Hugging, kissing, washing each other's backs. There's a very interesting question regarding Amano and Akane, though. Like, would Amano enjoy this sort of attention from Akane? Right? Like, inside, he's just a dude, so he probably finds, like, Akira's body appealing. Akane's body, probably not so much. But from, like, meta standpoint, from, within the game, the characters of the same race or species rather should feel, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, everybody's a human on the inside, and we gotta remember that. I was investigating other countries because Ren and Alba asked me to. What are you gonna do now? Yeah, we don't know that. Not yet, at least. Yeah, and she's just sitting there full on manspreading or whatever it's called, because she's just a furry little creature. So, of course. Fruit milk? Apparent. I mean, yeah, strawberry milk is good. So, yeah, fruit milk is good. Strawberry is a fruit. Haven't tried other, like, fruity tastes of... No, actually, that's a lie. It's not blackberry. Yeah, blackberry is good, but you need like lots of blackberries and some milk, heavy cream ideally, and you blend it, or yogurt, and yeah, that's nice. Banana, that's also good. But yeah, I probably prefer coffee milk. That's actually how I basically drink my coffee. I don't really drink coffee. I drink coffee milk. It's like 2/3 of a glass of milk, and the rest is like double shot espresso and some water maybe or some ice cubes. All this time I thought Alba is a girl, but no, Alba is a dude apparently, and he can walk on water. Are these the ones who want salvation from me? And this kind of answered the question as to who exactly is Alba. Is he a player or is he an NPC? Probably an NPC. If he was a player, they would not be showing this kind of reverence. Meanwhile, because he's an NPC, he's a part of the lore of this world, then they kind of have to play into the kayfabe, basically, right? Yeah. But it appears she was quite badly injured, and yeah, he can feel Tesla inside. He gets smacked so hard, his eyes went normal. His eye color just reverted briefly. Yeah, no need for that. It's Big Sis Tesla, apparently. Meta AI. I'm assuming we're gonna meet the other meta AIs. That's basically a given, but I'm gonna note it down. We meet the other 3 meta AI besides Tesla and Alba, in order to keep each country in this game distinct. That's actually an interesting approach. Right? Like the meta AI controls the game on a meta level, and if there was just a single AI controlling the entire game would feel basically the same. But if you give a different AI to every region, each region just kind of feels different. Cool. Cool. One of the very few things in this game that were really well thought out. Like 5 siblings. Yeah, are you trying to use these debuggers to rule your country? At our last meeting, we all decided debugging was our top priority. What are you planning? Yeah, very good question, actually. Very good question, and I wonder. Actually, I also wonder, does Nikola have a second VA listed? Nope, just Hinaki Yano, so I guess she's doing both voices. Cool. Cool. Have you looked at the voices of the other people, I wonder? Let's just go quickly through them. I guess because I can't remember. Akane, voiced by Satomi Arai, who also voiced Pestonia in Overlord, Beatrice in, Isekai Quartet, but she's from ReZero. And who else do I notice quickly? Liliko from Hisone to Maso-tan. Lucy from Shokugeki no Soma. Okay. Then we have Alba, who's voiced by Yoshitsugu Matsuoka, who's voicing Belcranel in Danmachi, who's voicing Kotaro in Isekai Shikaku. That's not Lelouch, that's Yuki Anaruse in Code Geass. Inosuke in Kimetsu no Yaiba. Okay, plenty of like decently large roles. Ren in Shield Hero, Azura in Helk. Plenty other people as well. Then we have Yamanaka, voiced by Tomoaki Maeno, who also voiced nobody that I recognize, I'm afraid. Isaac Stern in Ragnar Crimson, I guess. Jack Coop in the new Bleach that I haven't seen. Arc in skeleton warrior, skeleton knight isekai show thing. Was it an isekai? I can't remember, honestly. And yeah, that's it. And then we have Len, who's voiced by Tomokazu Sugita, who's voicing Rudius in Mushoku Tensei, who's gonna be voicing Sakamoto, Taro Sakamoto in Sakamoto Days, who's voicing Gintoki in Gintama Sengoku in Isekai Shikaku, and Vilio in Shai, Tomoyasu in Boku no Hero Academia, Sasaki in Sasaki to Pichan, the Lizard Priest in Goblin Slayer. Ningen no in Helk. Okay, that's plenty of roles. Interesting. They pulled some like decently big names for this show. Okay. Alright. So. Oh, I got a notification to keep it up because it's morning and I haven't gone to bed yet. So, good episode. I liked it, ultimately. Yeah, I mean, I ultimately did like it. It did feel like a bit of a whiplash to go from Gadel's death, treated very unceremoniously, straight into like funny slapstick bit between Haga and Akira, right? That was a little bit grating, I would say. But if we just take those two halves of the episode, I guess, in separation, they both were good individually. I can appreciate the kind of an ending that the Gadel arc got. It's not usual, it's not often that we get an ending like that, and I'm all the more appreciative of that because of that. So that was cool. Would I have liked to see like a proper, quote unquote, resolution of that, and maybe a redemption, and maybe a saving him or stuff like that? Yes, I can say that I would have liked that. Was this kind of an ending that he got good in its own way, in its own right? Yes, I would say so. I actually wonder what did you guys think about it, because I can easily imagine that being a very contentious topic. Right? Is this kind of an ending good because it's new and original and odd, or is it bad because it just cuts the story early? Yeah, I wonder. I'm gonna have to read some opinions on Reddit, I guess, of all places, but that's where most of the anime discussion takes place nowadays, isn't it? Forums are fucking dead, of course. And my cat is here demanding attention. The second half was also good. I expected the people that we've seen in the opening to be malicious somehow, right? I expected Len, the cat girl, and Alba, right? Because that's how they were presented. Then I thought that okay, the bagger friends of Akira, they might be good, or maybe they're gonna betray us, or something like that. I was kind of on the fence about them. Then I thought, okay, they're good guys actually, but I was unsure about Alba, and then it turns out that Alba is not actually as imposing and as kind of is all powerful as an AI, although meta AI can't do all that much, so not that all powerful, right? But a good chunk of that gravitas was taken by how Tesla treated him, and that was fun. I liked that like progressive dissolution, progressive dissolvement of my like I don't know suspicions of those people. That was fun. I guess then that episodes 12 and 13 are gonna be like a mini arc of some sort, right? In the next episode, we're gonna get some explanations from Alba I guess. And in episode 13, we're gonna probably set off to the next adventure, maybe with some hook for season 2, dare I say. I wonder, is there anything being talked about regarding season 2? Not on any list, I don't think. Nope, not on any list. But maybe, hopefully. I can clearly see there being like much more material still. We still have those other 3 meta AIs to meet. We still have probably plenty of debuggers to get their tablets from, right? Yeah, probably still a lot to go through. In general, though, I did enjoy this episode. It was cool, it was fun, it had that bit of friction piece in the middle, which was kind of grating like that. But besides that transition, it was a perfectly fun episode. I had fun, and I hope you did too. So that's probably gonna be it from me for today. But now, you guys, you tell me, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that, in the comments down below. No spoilers, please keep the spoilers to the Discord if you'd like. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only QA Isekai but also Bye Bye Earth, Isekai Shikaku, Vistoria, Spice and Wolf, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when those videos go out and when I go live, because I stream sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube through memberships, super thanks, super chats, and if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without the Neds, Rene, Sam Greenwood, UK Ally, Dr. Watt, Akamancer, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to be smacked in the head by Tesla.